All right, y'all. What's going on? What's going on, man? Excuse me. Hey, this weather be changing. That got me, got me a little raspy here. But what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of hashtag CB99 Talks, episode 142. And I'm live, man. What's going on, Irene and Marcus? What's going on, y'all? And Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to y'all, man. I had to get on here though. Christmas. I mean, it's not very busy around here for me because I don't have kids, so I don't have to worry about all of that going on. But yeah, I just wanted to get on here too, man, just to kind of kick it in, release some stress, and just talk some fights. It's my day off. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm chilling. But what's up, y'all, man? We got another one, another live. Feel like it's been a minute. I don't know why it always feels like that. Maybe because, I've got other stuff going on. Then when I come back and do a live, I'm like, dang, feel like a week. No, I think it's been like 3 or 4 days since the last one, though. But, yeah, what's going on, Marcus, Ephraim? Hope y'all's Christmas was good. Hope everything was going the way you wanted to go. Hope y'all got whatever y'all wanted to get. I ain't too big on gifts and stuff like that. Like, I don't really celebrate Christmas in that fashion anymore. Not in that way, buying gifts and, the commercialism of Christmas and stuff like that. It's a little bit deeper than that for me now as I get older. And it's crazy too, because now it's like, oh, I got the money to get whatever I want, but it's like, I don't feel like doing that, and it really ain't about that for me. But anyways, got a few things I want to talk about because feel like it's been a while since I got to just talk fights, kind of go back and talk about some of these fights from last month too, because, like I said, has so much going on. Rest in peace to my father again, because, that's one of the things I was dealing with, am dealing with. And during that time, I was still watching fights. Like every now and then, when I'm walking or something, I'm pulling it up on my phone, or when I'm alone, just watching on my phone to kind of, keep me sane, try to keep me sane, trying to watch these fights just to kind of keep my mind from just, crashing or whatever. But everyone said Merry Christmas, good Christmas, but my washing machine just broke. Appliances don't care about holidays. No, they don't. Cars and appliances don't care about your holiday, man. They say, we're going to break down in the middle of the road, or we're going to break down in the middle of a wash when you really need this pair of drawers, or if you really need this shirt. I don't care. We're going to break down right in the middle of that wash. Hope you get it fixed though, man. But yeah, there was some other fights like going on last month, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, just like kind of pick and choose first as far as what was a good fight, a couple weeks. What were good fights last week and the week before that, and so on, or last month, like, because there were a few fights I wanted to talk about, but they kind of escaped my mind, so I had to go back and kind of pull some things up. But maybe Marcus can kind of jog my memory on some fights, because I know one of the ones I want to talk about right here is this Fatima Klein fight. I wanted to just kind of go back and talk about the performance she put on, and just say shout out to Fatima Klein. She didn't get the title shot over at Invicta FC, but she did get a shot at Cage Fury. Unfortunately, her original opponent had to pull out. That's what sucked about the fight. I was looking forward to that Cage Fury fight where she was going to be fighting for, I believe it was the strawweight title fight originally, right? She was going to be fighting another undefeated fighter, Jasmine Navarrete. She was going to fight her with a strawweight belt. But then another young lady steps in, because Jasmine, I believe, has some visa issues, from coming from Mexico to the U.S., right? She has some issues. So Sarah Kova steps in, and Fatima Klein fights her for the flyweight belt instead. And Fatima, she put on a dominant performance. She went in there, out-muscled, outstruck, and, just overpowered and outstrengthed her opponent, which is something I expect from her. Because, I think that, Fatima Klein, much like Aaron Blanchfield, they both have like this, they both have this like dominant style about them where they like to just go in and bully. They like to bully. They like to put on the pressure. And that's what Fatima Klein did in this fight. She just kind of dismantled her opponent until she could finish her in the third round of that fight. But yeah, Fatima said she would be game to fight for the strawweight belt for Cage Fury too. So she said, I wouldn't mind, moving down and grabbing another belt. And in my opinion, that would be good, just to kind of rack up that experience. Because, right now she's only 5-0. There ain't no need to rush her to the UFC. I believe that she said she would take the call if the UFC hit her up. But to me, I don't really think that she should be any rush to get into the UFC, because we know, and and I know that there's levels to the game, and you get that wake-up call. Ask fighters like Juju, what's her name, Gabriela Fernandez, ask them fighters, they were undefeated before they got in there. Well, Juju wasn't, but Gabriela Fernandez was. They come in and they get welcome to the UFC, so I'd rather see Fatima go back in and get that title at 115 or try to get a fight for the title at Invicta, be a two organization champ or something like that, but that was a decent fight. That was a little while back. I want to say it was almost a month now, but yeah, I think it was like the beginning of November. I remember watching it, but I just got so tied up and didn't really get a chance to revisit that one. But like Marcus said, Anissa Mexen and how you pronounce that name? Fetjija. Yeah, I saw that she lost that fight. Anissa Mexen did, and after seeing that kind of made me feel like, man, if her and Stan Fairtex fought, like I believe Stan might have finished her in the fight. I mean, what you think? I think she lost the unanimous decision. Right? I got to go back and look at that one, but I remember hearing about that fight. But yeah, that was just a couple of days ago, like 2 or 3 days ago. It was one of those 1FC cards during the week. So yeah, I got to go back and check that one out. Gabby, what's up? She said, do you think Klein is better at 125? It's hard to tell. She might be stronger, but it's really hard to tell because of the quality of opponent that she faced. I can't really say that girl like was on the level that was going to test her, because she didn't. She was stepping in. She was stepping in, so she didn't really like bring the fire like her original opponent was going to do. So I don't know if she's been fully tested for 125. Like, she looks strong because she's naturally big too. Like, Fatima's not like this real lean strawweight. The girl does have size to her. Like, I think she could be 125 like down the stretch. But she's 5'6", got a long reach, and she's only like 23 right now. And definitely not small. Like, doesn't really have like a thin waist too. So she is a big, kind of a big strawweight. So I don't know. Like, I would have to see like her tested against a much stronger fighter at 125 to see if she is better. But yeah, she's always on the attack. She's got that pressure style, works on her striking. She'll hit you. If you step in and you try to you hit her, she'll hit you right back, But overall, like, yeah, there weren't too many great fights the past weekends. I mean, there was that one weekend where I had to put this picture up here, Luana Santos and Stephanie Edgar. That fight, I had to mention it because it was kind of like a letdown. Like, Luana Santos and Stephanie Edgar was kind of a letdown for bantamweight. Right now, bantamweight is in need of some real action, and that one But that one was just not hitting, man. I mean, Luana Santos, I know she was stepping in because I believe she's 125er. She stepped in on short notice, right? To take on Edgar. And yeah, it was just kind of like a fight where they go through the motions and they really weren't bringing the action. And, Edgar's not really a striker anyway, but I wasn't really getting the vibe like Edgar was in there trying her hardest to get this girl out of there, or even like put on a show. So that was kind of a letdown as far as performance. Julie Avila wasn't, of course, wasn't like a full letdown because she was just making a return versus Miesha Tate. But it was a little disappointing because I wanted to see Julie Avila make a solid return. But when you think about it, was it really smart to match her up with a former champ that has been a little bit more active? I don't really think that was a wise idea. I mean, they may have done a better job putting her in there with Josiane Nunes or something. I mean, I know what people are going to say. She going to knock out Julie Avila, Josiane Nunes. Are you crazy? No, man, it would have made more sense. Because, I mean, Josiane Nunes, she's ranked lower. She hasn't been as active, so that would have made a lot more sense for Avila. Because Avila hadn't fought since, like, 2021, like, over 2 years. And you can put her right back in there with Miesha Tate, who, like I said, was active, even though she lost a couple of fights. She still was a little bit more active. And the girl has a better ground game, and she's way more experienced than Avila. So to me, I would have put Avila in there with Josiane Nunes or one of these unranked girls. I believe Tainara Lisboa has an injury, though. Like, I won't say her because, yeah, she has like I don't know if she has like a torn ACL or like something damaged in her knee, something like that. But yeah, I think Avila, would have been better off fighting somebody with less experience that night because that rust was showing. She had no takedown defense whatsoever. Miesha Tate was resorting to her old ways of, just going in there and going after it to take you down. She wasn't trying to box. Good on her, wasn't trying to strike or anything like that. She went straight to the ground with it. So for Avila, she needed somebody that wasn't going to put that pressure on her. But I hope she'll be back, man. Hope she'll be back. We know how it is sometimes with these fighters that have kids. She's already 35. I mean, I know she probably likes to fight, but as far as like how she feels physically, we don't know. Does she still love to fight? Probably, but is that natural dog still in there? We never know. We never know, right? But I'll give her one more. I'll definitely give her a couple more chances. Not one more, but a couple more chances because, like I said, this one was just too much experience for her. Zaman, what's up? He said he believes Julie Avila was completely out of shape. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, he had 2 years out and coming in here and dealing with the injury and having a baby, of course. A lot of stuff going on. Like, if she wasn't in fight shape, 2 years out the game, man, that takes some off of you. But the other weekend, a couple weekends ago, the following weekend definitely made up for it. I'm not trying to be funny. I just want to put this up here again. Like, people think I'm being funny about Casey O'Neill. Like, I hate Casey O'Neill. I'm not like Casey O'Neill, man. I'm just saying, like, this made up for it right here. This fight made up for that previous weekend when Irene Lipsky went in here, showed some tools like this. She put it all together. I was impressed with Lipsky's step up, but it's like I've said before about Casey O'Neill. She's got a lot of heart. She's got a lot of dog. The girl likes to throw, but her level of skill is still not there, man. And on top of that, the defense, man. Like, people think defense is a joke when I mention that, or like when I say defense, you have to be boring. Like, no, it doesn't mean anything about being boring, man. I mean, defense can come in your own way. Like, for a fighter like her, I'm not saying she has to be like Valentina or something, like this type of defensive technician, but you got to get hit less. You got to get hit less in there. And Casey O'Neill wasn't doing that. I mean, she came in there with a game plan of trying to dog Lipsky. And Lipsky came in there with the game plan to finish, keep her range and finish. And she was hitting her with bombs. Casey got a decent chin, but you can only take them shots for so long. To me, I don't know about y'all, but the fight reminded me kind of like Andrade McKenzie Dern. Jessica Andrade McKenzie Dern. Which is weird in that when I didn't really see it then until I saw the performance, because I picked Mackenzie Dern thinking she could beat Andrade. But this one here, I guess, was different because Lipsky has more tools to beat Casey O'Neill. And I mean, she did it on the feet, in the clinch, on the ground. Whatever she was bringing, it was her game. It was her game. So yeah, Casey O'Neill, she's got work to do. Colton said the division needs a personality like Casey O'Neill. I wish she was better. Yeah, she, that's the thing. Like some fighters, they let the mic skills and the personality get ahead of them, but you got to have the skills. Like, you got to have the skills. Like, yeah, if she was a little bit better, she would definitely be bringing fire in the division. But unfortunately, with the way things are going, if her skills don't catch up with her mouth, then, we're going to see her slowly get pushed out of the rankings. And she's already down there now, right? I mean, I know you've seen it, Colton. It was like one time, I think it was maybe like one time a couple months ago, I mentioned it, but Lauren Murphy said the same thing like you said, basically. She said that she talks better than she fights. That's basically what Lauren Murphy said when, can't remember who was doing the interview, but they were interviewing Lauren Murphy and they said, what do you think about Casey O'Neill? And Lauren Murphy, she basically said, oh, Casey O'Neill, well, she talks better than she fights, So, yeah, I think a lot of people kind of think that way. A lot of people kind of think that way, man. But yeah, she has a chance though. She's young. Like, it's not over now. Like Macy Barber, she felt the same kind of sting. She went through it too with Roxy, then getting beat by Grasso. Yeah. So she's felt it. She's felt it before too. Zama said, how about Manon calling Zhang Weili? It was probably that autocorrect, boy. That autocorrect get on you sometimes. She probably just said, oh, well, Weili. 6, what's going on? He said, Merry Christmas, combo man. Merry Christmas, man. Hope everything is good. Hope everything's good with all of y'all that just came in. Hope all you have a safe holiday, Christmas. But yeah, we still doing the show tonight, man. Because ain't much going on tonight for me. So just chilling back with y'all. Just chilling back with y'all. And yeah, kind of riding this last few hours out of Christmas here on the mic. Zama said, I question what High Five thinks about it since he was a fan of both Weili and Manon. Oh, well, yeah, you gotta look at somebody with unbiased eye on it, who's going to tell you the truth. Colton said UFC's probably pushed O'Neill too much, especially with the Jennifer Maia fight. Yeah, that was a little too much. Put Casey O'Neill in there with some more unranked fighters. Don't throw her in there right away with Jennifer Maia when she's coming off over a year layoff and she suffered a bad injury. That's kind of what they did with Macy Barber. When Macy Barber got a torn ACL after after the Roxy fight, she went right back in there with Grasso, right? And got beat. But then when she healed up, they put her on the right path, fighting the Jessica Eyes, fighting the Montanas. I think she lost to Miranda though, but and she fought Andrea Lee and Amanda. Amanda, she had a better trajectory laid out for her. But after that, so Casey O'Neill has a chance. She has a chance if they don't push her so hard. Let the girl get some work in first, because she'll be a bust if they don't let her work. She needs to fight down from here. Maybe the next 2-3 fights. Give her somebody. But that fight definitely made up for it. Irene Lipsky, I like to see her in there with, a game, Tracy Cortez, maybe a Rose. If they don't give Rose Jessica Andrade, somebody like that. Man, this fight definitely made up for it. Irene, Carol Rosa, and like I said, not in the fashion of being like this huge title eliminator type of fight, but action. Y'all bloodthirsty fans, that's what y'all want, right? So yeah, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just flipping through some stuff here. Running Reed said, "Good evening, Merry Christmas." 6 said, "Manon has no ground game." He said, "Weili eat Manon for breakfast." Ooh, that's a troll comment right there. I doubt that. I don't even see that happening. She has no ground game. That's a troll comment. She just earned her brown belt. Well, no, she earned her brown belt like a year ago. And I mean, the girl stays rolling, man. Like, just because you don't see it don't mean the girl don't have a ground game. You know what I mean? Like, just because you don't see it doesn't mean she doesn't have a ground game. Yeah, she's got a ground game. No's got a ground game. She's got a ground game. But does Weili have the strength and the size to take down somebody that big? That's the question. Can she take down somebody that big? I mean, Rose was taking her down. I'm just saying, Rose was taking Manon down. I mean, Rose was taking Weili down at 115. So I don't think so, man. I don't think it's gonna be that easy. All right, hold on, y'all. I'm just trying to upload something here. 1 second. And I'm just flipping through. Gabby said, turn this echo off. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right. Still got an echo. Hold on. There we go. It's gone. All right. So Gabby said Grasso or Val or Weili chances to become 125. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about this. So like, Miesha Tate been trying to put herself back on the map. She's got one more go round. I know Zama said you can't put much faith into Miesha Tate, and yeah, I agree at this point, man. Like, I wouldn't put much faith in, like, not at all. Like, I mean, if anybody has, I mean, I don't know why. Like, can't say she's ready for a title shot off of a win over Avila, right? I think she's more in a position right now where she can just get wins and kind of finish out her contract. I believe maybe she has 3 or 4 more fights. I think that's kind of what she needs to go for. Or if she puts together a string of wins, let her get her shot and then move on. Like if it comes down to that. But to me, the Avila performance just kind of moved her into the realm of maybe fighting somebody like Irene Aldana. I think Irene Aldana, she's not necessarily like ready for a title shot off of that last fight. People think that, she's erased that whole memory of the Nunes fight. Well, as far as action goes, Irene Aldana did erase that memory. But as far as title contender, no. She's not in title contention. Not at all. Irene Aldana, she can put on another banger. And maybe Miesha Tate can bring that out of her. Right? But other than that, I don't see her being this type of fighter that's going to go in there and be some type of threat to the title. Even for Miesha Tate. That's why when Miesha Tate called out Irene Aldana, I said, okay, well, what's next for her? That's a good fight for her. Somebody that's going to push Irene to make Irene look good again. That's kind of tailor-made for her. That's going to come storming in. Unless Irene's takedown defense is raggedy that day, and she starts getting taken down, and she's put on her back, then we might be in for a boring fight. But if Irene can move and take the stand with her, she might be putting on another one of those bloody performances, and that's kind of like the realm that she's in right now. Well, that's how she's kind of won fans back. But if she wants to get back to like a title shot, Irene's got to start stepping it up, man. You know, she got to start stepping up the skills, man. She's got to go in there and start looking the part now, like mixing up the boxing with kickboxing. The striking has to be fluid overall. Like, she didn't really throw many leg kicks in her last fight. I know Rosa was throwing them. Rosa was killing her legs, man. Like, you didn't see Irene Aldana try to check any of them kicks or throw her own kicks back. Them legs was getting ripped up in that fight. You know, so right now, like, I think somebody like Irene is entertaining and Misha is entertaining. You know, so you put those two styles together, maybe that's a good fight for Misha. Or like everybody's saying after UFC 300, Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm too. You know, go ahead and get that one out the way. Like, they've already faced pretty much everybody in the division. Like, you know, they both have some common opponents. They face some of the, you know, same people, yeah, some different, but at this point, this is a fight that I know Holly would want, but Miesha Tate also says she wants it because she said she gets a little frustrated when people say that was a fight that she was losing and then it was a fluke, right? But yeah, when I went back and looked at it, she was in the fight. You know, she was always in the fight. It was never like she was mentally broken or, you know, wasn't there. You know, Holly was winning the fight to me, but yeah, Miesha Tate was always dangerous. That's why she was able to submit her in that last round, you know? And if that rubs her the wrong way and you know Holly wants to get back, they should just make that fight happen for 300, you know, as far as one of the WMMA fights. All right, let me read through these comments. Hold on. There's something here. Okay, so you think Weili beats Grasso? You say Weili will beat Grasso. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. I'm gonna get to that. Colton said Irene had no answer for her legs getting chewed up. It was kind of similar with the Holly Holm fight where she had no answer to Holly's game plan or the Nunes fight. Irene can't adjust. That's a good observation right there, Colton. I mean, I can see that. Like, she can't. I mean, she can't. Like, I didn't, you know, put it all together like that and just call it straight out. But I mean, yeah, once you put every single one of those fights together, it's always a different situation for her. It's always a different situation. First, it's can't get up, can't get off your back. You're letting Holly take you down of all people. You know what I mean? You're getting out wrestled here. You had no game plan. Then Rosa constantly chewing that leg up. I mean, front foot heavy, stepping into it, got wobbled a few times with that leg getting tagged. I was waiting for her to like just check the leg kicks or like use angles to get on the inside and you know, try to extend that jab fully out and connect before Rosa can get the leg kicks, but there's really no adjustments there. And yeah, the Nunes fight, yeah, it was like a deer in the headlight type of fight. You know, she was just, she got froze up. She was like, I don't know what to do. You know, so yeah, adjustments, man, like that's a big part of her game, IQ. So when you want to put it all together, it's IQ, right? IQ is not there. So I think for her, IQ is a problem until she kind of figures out the situation. Panty Kansan fight. A Panty Kansan fight. Panty Kansan fight is good for Irene too. I know you're talking about what's next for Holly, but even for Irene, I think for Irene, Panty is a good fight. Misha, I think Irene maybe, but Miesha Tate, if she don't get pieced up, she could probably take her down the way Holly did and have success. But I think Holly and Miesha Tate, they might want to run it back sometime this year, like first half of the year, maybe UFC 300 or something like that. I mean, which ones you want to see at this point? I mean, for me, I know Misha ain't going anywhere. If I'm just looking at the bantamweight division, and if I had to choose, I know they're not big fights anymore, but if I had to choose, I think her and Holly should probably do it just to kind of call it a wrap. Call it a day. All right. But Bluebird, what's up, man? He said Irene started MMA later in life, so she's still evolving, and some things just hadn't clicked yet. They might never click, but I hope they do. Yeah, I hope they do. And with the way she's moving, they could or they couldn't, because at her age, the more punishment she takes, the more she'll start to kind of deteriorate slowly. Kind of like Deontay Wilder in his last fight this past Saturday. Deontay Wilder, he started in boxing late in his career, went to the Olympics late in his career and did well. I mean, defended his title 10 times, but even now, like, it's hard for him to adjust to be a much more methodical puncher instead of the one-dimensional puncher that he is now. It's hard for Wilder to kind of make that adjustment in boxing too. So at his age, I don't really see him making great changes or evolving. And him and Irene Aldana, I think Aldana's maybe like a couple years younger than Deontay Wilder. So same situation, I think either she could, by this time things should click, because with the damage she suffered in that fight, it should be telling you, hey, our body can't take this much punishment anymore. 6 said Irene, if Irene can eat your punches, then those kicks ain't going to do as much damage as we think. Irene has the Mexican boxer approach. Irene has to bite down on that mouthpiece and eat those kicks and just follow through with the combinations. That's the thing. Like, she don't have to take those kicks. Like, you have to take away those kicks. Take away the kicks from your opponent. Don't take them. Just like punches, don't take the punches if you don't have to. Take away your opponent's jab. Take away the right hand. Don't, especially as a boxer, like, that's the thing. Irene has the Mexican boxer approach. Sometimes that warrior mentality can get you hurt, man. Like, just take the technical boxer's approach and take your opponent's weapons away. FC, what's up? He said, hi, everybody. Just in case you may want to know how to pronounce Irene in Spanish. It sounds something like, what is that? Irene. I'm not even going to try, man. I'm gonna try it off the mic. Hold on. Irene. That's a lot of syllables, man. In English, it's only 2 syllables, but in Spanish, it's what? 1, 2. It's like what? 6 syllables or 5? I mean, 5 syllables. Dang. Irene and Irene. I'm not even trying to flow with. Just read that. I'm trying to read it. ERNNA instead of Irene all together. Okay. ERNA. Okay, bro. I'm gonna he said all together. I'm trying, man. Easy, man. What's up? Merry Christmas, everybody. Glad I'm hopped on. I was just watching the game. Good to have you, Easy. Hope you have a good Christmas. I'm over here trying to pronounce the Spanish version. Okay. Irene. Okay. Irene Aldana. We'll work on it. I'm almost there. Paul, what's up? Okay, he's trying to see. Irene. Maybe I need. Sounds like a name you. Oh, okay, much better. Okay, FC South. I got it much better. All right. Marcus says sounds like a name pronouncement. That's just how it sounds when I'm trying to say it. I'm trying to like get every syllable, but you got to let it flow. That's the thing with any language. You got to let it flow. Don't overthink it. I'm overthinking it. But I'm going to try that from now on. I'm going to try to pronounce it the right way. It's just like with Weili. Zhang, people say Zhang. I'm trying to say Zhang now. Like Zhang Weili. They say the last names first. So I'm going to try to get it. But let's see. Moving on. But for Miesha Tate, who do y'all want to see her fight? What about you, Paul? Do you care about Miesha Tate? All right, FC said much better. Thanks, man. Thanks for the Spanish lesson too. Definitely. But who do you want to see Miesha Tate fight at this point, Paul? I mean, easy. I gotta ask you about Cupcake Tate. Should it be Holly or Irene? Irene. Paul said Ronda. That's what everybody's been saying. Ronda Rousey. They want to see her fight Ronda Rousey now. They think she should be in there doing that third fight. They think she has a great chance, which she might. But what does that really say? Like, you got to get Ronda when she's been out the game for over half a decade. I'd rather see her fight Holly again. Robot Chicken, Merry Christmas, man. Hope your holiday is good. Let it flow like the two-chime chant. Weili Zhang. Zhang Weili. Yeah. But Speaking of champ, Robot Chicken said Tate versus Holly. True here, what's up? He said she can run it back with Cat. Oh yeah, that would be good. Her and Cat. That first fight was a bloody mess. Good action. Run it back with Cat. Right. Well, Speaking of the champ, like Six was talking about Grasso taking on Weili. What about this, man? Grasso Shevchenko 3, man. Y'all think it's going to happen early 2024? To me, it needs to happen. It's still a fight that needs to happen. And I personally don't want Weili to try to step in and take this action right now because I don't care, man. Look, I know we coming up on the third fight and people are sick of this, but that just shows you how competitive and how much fire there is in the flyweight division. Enough fire that we don't need Zhang Weili in it right now. Like enough fire at 125 with Zhang Weili don't need to be there, right? And with this going on with Grasso fighting Shevchenko, it could go yet 1, 2, 3 times because that's how high the level of skill is right now. And the rivalries that are going on, the rivalry that's going on here. Then you got Irene and Manon going on. Like the division is just on fire without anybody else right now. If Weili wants to move there at some point, fine. But let's go ahead and see this thing close out their rivalry. However it goes, I know it could wind up being two Grasso with 1 draw. It could wind up being 1-1-1. Which would be kind of terrible because then we might get a 4th fight. But it just shows you, man, like Grasso Shevchenko is a good little series that everybody's been waiting for. Like we really weren't waiting for another strawweight to move up at this point. Not me. I wanted to see this. I wanted to see like what Grasso could do. So hopefully this thing happens early 2024. And when I say that, I'm hoping it happens for UFC 300. Let's go ahead and get it. I know word is, again, I said in one of my streams, somebody said Valentina needed the surgery. Then somebody else said that the 2 surgeries already happened. So maybe I need to check into the news myself, but I haven't really been seeing much myself. But from what I'm seeing in Valentina's photos, her hand doesn't look like it's wrapped up or anything. Everything looks fine. I guess she had both surgeries. And like we discussed before, Dana White has already said, like, by March, she should be striking again. So I'm sure she probably should be training sometime in January or February. So by April, you could definitely place them as, like, the co-main or co-main on UFC 300. Because UFC 300, I think they might try to do 2 men's fights for it, the main and the co-main event. So I'm thinking they might make theirs the third down. Zama said, "What is it with the second surgery rumors?" I have no idea. I have no idea. That's what I've heard. So I'm just reporting what I heard as far as it happened, but I don't see any I'm looking at her hand now, like I don't really see anything showing on her hand like it's damaged at this point. I think it's fine. Yeah, this photo of her just a day ago, I mean, look at her. She's gripping a gift, you know. So I think she already had look, hands are moving. Look, she posing with her hands and everything. So hand looks good. Hands look good. Look, holding a shotgun in one picture. Holding her yoga mat in one picture, and she's balling up her fists in both pictures. So it's like both fists in pictures. So it's like I don't think she's damaged, you know. So, but yeah, no training though yet. Easy. He said I think that dude was lying about surgery. Okay, yeah, no training yet, but it's the holiday season. But as far as the holiday season, I don't see anything wrapped up. So I think her hand might be good to go because, like I said, the info from Dana, which I kind of have to take more as gold than, you know, just somebody that follows Valentina as like a fan. Sometimes you got to go by what Dana says because he's the one, you know, making sure these fights are being made. So Dana says she'll be striking in a couple of months. You know, he says she'll be striking in a couple of months. So yeah. So with that being said, there's really no need to push this thing back. It needs to happen early 2024. Put Grasso in the mix. Put Valentina in the mix. I mean, they both have broken hands. And they both should be recovering around the same time. Let's finish this. No need to push it back on Val now because in the meantime, Val's going to have to hold out and do what? Just wait. There's nobody for her to fight. There's going to be nobody for her to fight while they try to sneak in Weili on her. But you know, maybe that was just a little thing to kind of spark some interest even in Dana White to make him think like, okay, Weili is eyeing flyweight. So maybe one day she'll be there, but not right now, you know? True here said, I think Macy will be the flyweight champion at the end of 2024. Ooh, 2024, you think? Yeah, I'm about to look at who's lined up. But yeah, if she comes in and dominates Chikagan, who is number 4 or 5, she has a title shot next after the winner, Aaron Manon. A lot of weirdos at fake news. Oh, easy as I would start looking at the social media. Yeah, if Val isn't trained by a certain time, something's up. I think that dude's lying about surgeries. Yeah, I think that from what I'm seeing, her hands are good, so maybe the training will start soon. Robot Chicken's question about Grasso. He said, if Grasso cleans out this division, would that put her over Valentina? Yeah, I think so. If she cleans out this division, most definitely. I think it would. Like, as a flyweight, you know, like I definitely would still say Valentina, you know, laid the foundation as one of the best fighters of all time. But, you know, Grasso cleaning out 125 right now, that would definitely put her in talks to say, wow, she's really come up. She's probably the better flyweight champion. And that's what I was saying about Weili. Like, if Weili could clean out 115 right now, not worry about 125, she could outshine Joanna's resume. But in the meantime, you know, Joanna still has that resume as the most consistent, active, and dominant strawweight champion, you know, with 5 title defenses. But if anybody was to dominate and defend their belt at least 4 times with this crop of flyweights, shoot, even 4 fights, even 4 defenses for Alexa Grasso could put hers over Valentina. Or it would be the argument. It would be the argument because let's say Grasso beats let's say Grasso defends against Valentina. So let me ask y'all this: like, do y'all consider a draw a title defense? Are y'all gonna lock it in as a title defense? Let me ask you that, Easy. What you think, Easy? What do you think, Zaman? Like, I'm gonna ask y'all that question. Do y'all count a draw as a title defense? To me, it's hard to count that as a title defense because I mean, you didn't win. You know what I mean? You didn't really lose. You just holding on to the belt from the previous one, and the two of you are just going home saying, "Well, that was a stalemate, so let's try again." It's hard to count that as a title defense, Robot. So to me, I'm gonna start with third fight. For me, if I'm looking at this thing to say who she beats, exactly, yeah, I don't count it. To beat Valentina's resume, I'm gonna say Alexa's got to defend the third fight against Valentina. That's one. First defense against Valentina. Then defend against Irene. And then defend against Manon, however that order goes. Then defend against Barber in a rematch if Barber wins her fight. That right there, man, if you beat Valentina, Irene, Manon, and Barber, or if you beat Valentina, Irene, or Manon, and Karine Silva, 3 or 4 of those, 3 or 4 of those names would make you say, like, wow, like Grasso is killing it right now. You always say, 3 of them defenses right there, man. Them things is tougher than 4 or 5 of Valentina's. You know what I mean? Like, especially if she dominates them. Especially if she gets to dominate them fighters. Yeah, you defend the belt without winning, but yeah, to me, like I said, like it's not really like this legit title defense where I say you beat that person. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really count. Like, yeah, you kept it, but you're still the champ. But to me, it's not like you beat that person. Like, as long as he officially thinks I think it is. I really don't, though. I mean, I know on paper what's said on paper, but nah, not to me. Yeah, if Grasso beats Val twice, that's 2. Well, technically, on paper it is, but I still count if she beats her the third fight. That's legit. That's legit. Easy said, draw literally means nobody won the fight. It's not a title defense. The title can't change hands only because nobody won the fight. Right. Basically, yeah. Like, really, you didn't defend it. It's just like the fight happened. We both got hit. We both took some blows, and we both almost got taken down or whatever. But when it comes down to it, it's like it really doesn't count because we fought to a draw. We fought to a stalemate. Nobody's a winner and nobody's a loser, right? So did I defend it? Okay. Yeah, somewhat. I guess it's like if somebody's trying to break down your wall, if your kingdom, and they don't win, they don't break down your wall, and they don't take your throne, and you don't kill them, and they don't take any casualties, they go back home. So in a way, that is kind of a title defense. It's not like a legit title defense, man, like where you can say this person really did some damage and they made a big statement, right? But yeah, you could see it like that. Like, if, like I said, if the army comes through and tries to take your throne, you fend them off. You fend them off just to make them go home, and they don't take any casualties. Your team doesn't take any casualties, and your throne is safe. It's sound. Somewhat of a title defense, I guess. Let me see. TT TYK said it should be simple if Weili and Islam want a double champ fight 3 or 4 times a year like Izzy and Max, Volk, Usman, and the level of competition they were facing was even higher. It actually does count the title defense because it was never took like it or not. That's actually a defense. Yeah, like I said, on paper it is, but to me, I just don't see it as one. I'm ready for this saga to be over. Yeah, I am too. That's another reason. Like, I'm enjoying the fights, but I'm ready for it to. The more and more I'm sitting here talking about title defense, I'm ready to see something new happen too. That's why I say early 2024. Let's go ahead and get this fight over with. Let's put this on UFC 300 as well, y'all. Let's hope this thing gets to UFC 300. Okay. Tate home too, UFC 300. Yeah, I'll take that, Kel. I'll take that, definitely. Yeah, I'll take that. Yeah, definitely will take that. But Grasso, Shevchenko, how do I see it going again? These two, man, these two are going to fight to the death again, man. They're going to be going at it. And it all comes down to seeing if Val can take that punch again. I mean, first fight, she got a little rock. She got dropped. Got dropped in the second fight. Man, just shows you, man, Val's like, that style of Grasso was just like a thorn in her butt, man. I was just like, what's she going to do? Like, what can you do in the next fight? Well, pick it up on the jab again. You know, pick it up on the jab and go for them takedowns. You know, Ephraim says she defended her title in the sense that there was a challenger and she showed up to defend her belt, whether she was successful lateral move, I guess. Right. Basically. Right. She heard the words and still and kept the belt, right? Yeah. Yeah, you hear the words and still. So technically, yes. If Grasso goes on a run, people won't care about rubies. No. But yeah, once she legit wins, if she can legit win against Valentina, then I would say, oh yeah, like I would look at it with a little bit more like, okay, that's her first W. Yeah, let me rephrase it then. Like, okay, she's got one title defense, but I mean, first W as a champion. All right. So, see, I gotta really drill it down for you on what I mean. Okay. If she goes on a run with nothing but W's as title defenses, if she goes on at least 3 W's, that's what we gotta do it now. Not draws, but W's. If she picks up 3 W title defenses, then that could almost step into the realms of Valentina, especially with the quality of opponents she's going to be facing. Irene, Manon, Kareem, Natalia, Macy. All of them fighters like that. Like if she could go on a W run, a good W run, yeah. Grasso has Valentina's number. I'm picking Grasso again. She's trying to close the show. Yeah, I don't know yet. She didn't win the last one. Honestly, I thought she won the first one, and Valentina won the second one. Let's see. TTTYK said, "Don't talk about double champ if you're not fighting 3 or 4 times a year." In the story, Max had 4 title defenses a year and 4 title defenses in 13 months. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, let me jump to that topic for a little bit. I was going to jump to. We'll save Suarez Lemos. I'm gonna come back to it. TTKY, let's talk about that now. Okay, so well, this is the question I got for this segment about Weili. Let's talk Weili a little bit. I see I got y'all going with that draw talk now. I got y'all talking with that draw talk. So to make it simple, so y'all understand what I mean, I'm talking about somebody that defends their belt with W's. Okay, that's what I meant. But yeah, Weili, since Triple TYK brought up Weili, like I got a question. Like, do you think this coming year will Weili fight twice in 2024? Do you think Weili's going to fight 2020? Do you think she's going to fight 2 times in 2024? You know, because yeah, that's a good point too. Like Triple T YK is making is the fact that it's kind of hard to get behind a champion that wants to, like some people say, chase greatness, or when they try to jump up to another weight class, you know, they try to jump all the way up and do something big when they haven't fully handled all the business at home yet. You know, to me, when I'm looking at Zhang Weili as a champion and she just won the belt from Carla, I'm like, okay, she's got the world ahead of her right now. Like, she's got the style, she's got the growth, she's got some good fights, she's got some good opponents lined up. You know, Tatiana's, she's back down to 115. Then you got Amanda Lemos. You know, this was before they fought, right? Got Amanda Lemos. Even before Andrade started going on a streak of losing, I was like, you got her in the mix. And even then, if you didn't count Andrade, I mean, you still got some good fighters. Yan Zhana, she's a good fighter. I know Mackenzie Dern, you know, not so much as her anymore. She's on the radar, but there's some good fights out there for her. You know, so to me, like, there's really nothing that interests me again in like a Grasso fight where it says that, you know, pickings are slim down here, I got to move up. And in the way she's kind of moving with it, it's just like, what are we going to do, man? Like, are we going to fight anymore this year? Like, we holding back? Like, what's going on? Because I just think back to when Joanna was champion, you know, seemed to fight more times. Like, not blaming her, of course. I'm just kind of saying, like, what the UFC has in store for her right now. That's why I just asked that question. Like, will she fight at least twice this year? You know? Let me see. DJC said UFC is protecting Zhang from Suarez. Zhang wanted to fight Tatiana, and the UFC still makes Suarez fight someone else and choose Yan, who declined Tatiana. But Yan is ranked higher. Yan's ranked higher, so I would still give Yan the title shot over Tatiana. Like I said, like Tatiana, rock with Tatiana, but I would go with Yan before Tatiana when it comes to the title shot. Just because she is ranked higher and she did get her 2 wins first. So, which brings me to that question. Can 2 fights happen? Absolutely. Both of those fights could happen. You know, there's really no rush for them to happen, you know, from not to happen. Like, it would be crazy if they didn't both happen. Like, I think Valentina's fighting everybody down the rankings. Whenever she was champion, you know, she went from, you know, Chikagan, Lauren Murphy, Jessica Andrade. If your fighter is active, then there's no harm in waiting. You know what I mean? Like, there's no harm in waiting. But now it seems like there's a lot of waiting. There's a lot of waiting going on. That's why some people, they be inactive. Like now, Yan, to me, her title shot could have happened back in December. You know, her title shot should have happened back in December, honestly. But nope. Now she ain't going to be fighting until, what, April or something? And that'll be almost a year for her. But if you just go down the list, Each person can get their title shot to me. That's why I say there should be a way she could fight 2 times this year. As long as she could still do a flyweight thing if she wanted to. But when it comes to strawweight, there's a legit pair of fights waiting there for her. You know, you got a number 3 and you got a number 4 right there. Just line them up. You know, Weili, Yan next. If Tatiana beats Lemos, then boom, she can get the next shot. Kind of like what Irene and Manon doing. And they got to fight. Once they fight, they'll fight the winner of Grasso Valentina. You know? He said, I feel like Weili will fight at the UFC 300 and again at Madison Square Garden in December or possibly in the summer in China. Yeah, when is that China card? When they going to do that Shanghai card? It's supposed to be doing that Shanghai card at some point. DJC said Yan is a waste of time, and you know it. How's it a waste of time? That's what I need to know. Like, how's it a waste of time? Like, I wouldn't be talking about it if I felt it was a waste of time. I mean, like I say, get out your feelings, y'all. Don't get out your feelings. Just look at who's on the top. The on fight ain't a waste of time. I mean, it's there. Like, how you think Valentina get these title defenses? How you think she get these title defenses? You think she just wait for one fight that looks interesting? Like, nah, you got to go and clean your division out. Like, even if she beats Suarez, that don't mean she's ready, like, to move up to flyweight. You still got some legit fights. The fight is interesting. The fight will be interesting. If they can make the fight happen in China, it's an interesting fight. Like, you just never know what Yan can bring to the table when it comes down to her style. Like, she's been working. She's been improving. You never know what her footwork can do. Like, the girl can box. She has kickboxing. So, to me, that's a fight. I think it's a legit fight. Now, Suarez, on the other hand, that's a good fight, though. That's a really good fight. But that's only because people think she can win it. And that's what y'all thinking. Like, my thing is, I don't think y'all want to see like competitive fight. You just want to see somebody win. Like, Suarez could go in there and destroy Weili. But it's possible. Maybe like before she would have, but yeah, you just want to see the belt change. But me, I just want to see some good fights. Like, I want to see if Weili can go on if she can go on a long streak. If she can't, then it changes. That just tells us where she stands, But yeah, if she got to fight 2 times this year, that's it. Just go down the rankings. You start with Yan, then you go on to Tatiana next, and that's how it works. You got to rack them title defenses up, and you got to clean out the division before you can move to flyweight, right? Now that you point that out, I do remember Val vouching for opponents' title shots. Like, Izzy, that's a real champ. We gotta respect those champs and praise that. Right. That's what you do, man. Like, that's what you do. Like, once you beat the number 2 or the number 1, you go to the next person and you say, I'm fighting that person next because they earned the title shot. Right. You have to be active. And you have to give the next person their shot. And you got to wait in line. That's the whole purpose of like a ranking system. That's the whole purpose of a ranking system. Like, you can't just pick somebody because you like them and say, oh, they deserve to jump over this person. They just beat Jessica Andrade. Well, y'all just beat Jessica Andrade. Y'all just beat Mackenzie Dern. She's ranked number 3. Tatiana's ranked number 4. She's not that far behind. It ain't like Suarez got to wait 2 or 3 more years. Like, she's right there. And now if she does beat Lemos, then boom, she's got a shot. She's got a shot coming. Shoot, look at what Irene and Manon are going through. They went 6-0. Irene and Manon went 6-0 before they can even get this shot. Now they got to go 7. Somebody's got to go 7-0 before they can even get a title shot to prove that they're the next title contender. Easy, so I don't really think Suarez is a given to beat. I'm realistic. I just want a good fight too. Exactly. That's all I want. Like, maybe back in the day, 2019 Suarez and 2019 me, or 2018 me and 2018 Suarez, I would have been like, oh yeah, Suarez, she destroying Rose, she destroying Weili, all of that. But I think, Weili's got to a point to make that it's going to balance out now. Walter Bell, I appreciate that, man. The 10 spot. Triple TY case. I wish I was around during on Boxing Days. You could literally see your favorite fighters fight every couple months. Oh yeah. Six said we all know how non-legit those UFC standings are. Standings? What you mean? Rankings? Sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. I favor Manon. The more I think about cardio, it would be the key. It's a good fight. It's 50-50, man. I like Aaron and Manon, and I think they both got something going for them right now. And yeah. But yeah, speaking of this fight, man, shoot. Speaking of this fight, coming up a few days after Valentine's Day, February 17th, Suarez Lemos. Whew, man, Amanda Lemos, she's got a tough task ahead of her, man. I can't man, I can't even think about it right now, man. I'm just like, wow. Like, but yeah, this fight here, I've said this before, like, this ain't really a fight that I was calling for either. Like, to me, I thought, Amanda Lemos kind of had to go to the drawing board and, kind of work on some things like a takedown defense and so on before she jumped right back in there with somebody as big and as physical as Tatiana Suarez. But hey, the girl's tough, man. Hey, the girl got some heart. I mean, she stood 5 rounds of Weili, and now she about to go a possible 3 with Tatiana Suarez. But yeah, this fight here, man, it's not really one that I was looking at first. I was kind of thinking, okay, Marina called for Suarez, but even that one right there, that would have been even more dominant for Suarez if you really look at it. Like, if Marina's not working on her takedown defense, and if she doesn't land a big shot right away, it could just go in the favor of Suarez. But I think in this type of matchup, Lemos does have more of a puncher's chance. She does have more of a puncher's chance in this type of fight where I think, but when I think about it, Marina will move to set up her punches a little bit more. Sometimes Lemos is a little too stationary. And that's the thing about her. That's what caused her. And that's why she was getting taken down multiple times by Weili, So the only thing I can say about Lemos in this fight is, man, like, they've really got to start changing that rhythm up with their punches, man. Go ahead and go in there and start letting them shots go. Stop depending strictly on power. Let me see. Closer said, to who you would have matched Lemos with then? I probably would have matched her with somebody like Verna Genderoba or Lupi, but they're matched up now. So, either one of them, or yeah, because she definitely have to fight down. Yeah. Or I would have gave Marina her rematch. I hated to see Marina go out that way, but I would have liked to see Marina and Lemos run it back. Just because I hated to see her get destroyed like that in 2 rounds, man. Anybody Marina fights at this point is going to be like a rematch, though, because she's been, fighting everybody. That's one thing people don't give her enough credit for. Oh, Sleight of Mind. Oh, Sleight of Mind in the building. Sleight of Mind says, it's been a while, but we in here. I was just thinking about you today, man. For real. Before I got on, I was looking at what fight was I watching? Dang, I'm trying to think, man. No. I was looking at IG, and I was looking at Alexa Grasso training, and I thought of Sleight of Mind. I was like, I ain't seen him in a minute, man. I mean, where's he still training, or what's he doing? Hope your Christmas is good, and hope everything's good. But yeah, I thought of you today. That's funny. Cole said, what do you think of Alicia Baumgartner calling out Clarissa? I don't think that's a good fight. I think Alicia Baumgartner is too small. I mean, she does get big. I mean, the girl's got muscles, but I think Clarissa be fighting at super middleweight and almost light heavyweight, but super middleweight. They don't really match up to me. They just don't match up. Oh, Sleight of Mind fractured his foot. Oh, okay. Dang, sorry to hear that, man. Sparring. Somebody uh, somebody not twist your ankle, I mean like kick wrong or like what happened? They're supposed to be cool, and now it's pretty. Yeah, it's got heated. It really has got heated. It really has got heated. All right, but yeah, yeah, like I said, I think Lemos. I would have matched her with like Marina in a rematch, or even like Verna. I don't know if she would have got like totally out grappled by Verna. I think the aggression and the style of Weili and like Suarez is like on another level than Verna. I think that would have been a good fight for her to see like how her see how in this training camp how her takedown defense has gotten, and even kind of work on some things like Verna's going to be a lower level of like Weili when it comes to just straight up strength, but she is big. Like Verna is big and strong, and like her jiu-jitsu is good, but I think Lemos would have had more an even playing field there. I think it would have been a little bit more even playing field where Lemos could have some chances to work, and the really wouldn't have had too much of the threat of that constant pressure in there. We'll let a Merry Christmas comment. Hey, Merry Christmas to you too. Side of mine said, "Happy holidays." Yeah, man. Your holiday is good. Christmas is good. Oh, okay. So kicking technique was off and I was careless. Okay. Well, yeah, you chill, sit back and let it recover. Just take your time on it. That's what you got to do. Robot Chicken said, "Combo, I can see Lemo stopping Verna." Right. I think it goes a little bit both ways there. It could be an even playing field. Like, is Verna strong enough to keep her and drown her, or possibly submit her? I don't know, because Lemos' jiu-jitsu is pretty underrated too. Like when she gets to the ground, I think some of her moves are pretty solid, but I don't know, man. Like I don't know, because she hasn't really had to use it too much in some of these fights. But if somebody like Verna General slows it down, I think she'll have more of a chance to kind of get confident in it again. But yeah, those were like fights I would have seen. But now that this is matched up, we're going to see if Suarez, if she's able to feel out Lemos with her own couple of jabs in the beginning of the round. See how she does with some kicks. Suarez, I think her approach won't be the same as it was with Andrade. Andrade is a different type of puncher than Lemos. So I think Suarez can't spin round after round on the outside, letting this girl get full extension. I think Suarez needs to go for what she knows and use that physicality in this type of fight. One thing I would like to see Suarez do a little different in this fight is like do a little clinch fighting. Khabib's coming back as a middleweight in July. Oh, wow. Zama said Verna trashes Lemos in grappling. I didn't know he's coming back in July. What? So, yeah, I think Suarez, when it comes down to physicality or wrestling, I think she has a good chance to win this fight. But to me, I would like to see her do a little something different with her striking too, like inside striking. Just see if she's able to go in there and take away the gas tank with some knees and elbows. See if she has that clinch fighting style, kind of like Macy Barber used on Montana and Jessica. See if Suarez has that ability, because I think going into a fight with Weili, if Suarez wins this Lemos fight, she's going to have to use physicality in that fight against Weili. She's going to have to hit back. She's going to have to brawl in the inside a little bit before she can fully get Weili down. She's going to have to use some dirty boxing in there and be able to mix it up and do that, do that little, just that subtle type of damage, that takes that slowly chips away at your opponent. At the same time, they don't wear you completely out, just trying to take somebody down constantly, So we'll see, man. Slight of mine said Lemos can defend the takedown, which is hard to imagine her being able to defend against. Then I don't see her doing much, right? Yeah, that's gonna be that's the tough part. She's got to be a little lighter on her feet. You know, she's gonna have to be a little bit lighter on her feet, man. Yeah, she's not Andrade, but she's like I think she brings a bit of a different type of puncher's chance to the table. Like definitely not bringing in like Andrade. Lemos is very dangerous on her feet, but that usually gets nullified. And to me, that's if she starts to move around, man. Like she's gonna have to start moving around more. Is Kobe done? He said he broke his foot. I don't know if he's done. I don't really like Colby Covington, but I mean, I think he might get maybe one more fight in him. Yeah. If Lemos can defend the takedown, which is hard to imagine her being able to defend against, then I don't see her doing much. Yeah. Closeman said there's no need for Suarez to strike with her. You don't need to strike with her. I wouldn't strike with her either. I'm saying like you got to strike your way in. You know, don't make the mistake of striking with her with striking your way in on opponents, right? Because when you just run in on an opponent, that starts to get pretty predictable, right? But you still got to throw some hands. Like Irene almost made the mistake of striking with Tyler, you know, but when she struck her way in, she was able to get on the inside and wear her down, right? Makes sense. Willetta said Lemos punches and straighter. Lemos' punches are straighter. Yeah, they are. I think she needs to start really working on that like jab though, man. Like she depends so much on power though. So much on power. Khabib Connor, yeah. I would really like to see her move around in this type of fight. But yeah, man, like right now I gotta go with early on, I gotta go with Suarez, man. Because like I said, I've been rocking with her for a while and I don't really see anybody like being able to chip away at her as far as who they got in the division now with what she brings to the table. It really takes somebody that can jab and move and somebody that'll throw high volume, like I said, like a Joanna, I think, to get anywhere close to beating Tatiana Suarez, though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You strike your way in, you know, not stand with the person. Definitely not stand with Lemos. You won't stand with Lemos. Like, that's what I said. You got to spend most of your time on the inside with her, grappling, cage fighting, or physical, because just use some of that stuff, you know, because you're going to need it when you fight Weili. All right. But yeah, last topic here, and then we'll probably come back and talk about it again, right? Because fight's 3 or 4 months away. But yeah, this fight is going down, man. This fight is going down. March 30th, Blanchfield versus Fiorot is going down. I don't think it's been announced as like a main event or even like a co-main event yet. Well, somebody said co-main. Somebody said co-main event, I believe, but I was kind of hoping it would be a fight, like a 5-round fight, because that would be a good test on both ladies' cardio and just that resilience stuff. See how they would react into like the championship rounds in a fight, you know? Definitely. Oh, hang on. Sliderman said if Weili could do what she did to Lemos and break her spirit, I'd imagine Suarez would be terror. Yeah, because that's all she does. Sliderman said I knew that this fight was going to happen. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, because I did a video the day before it was announced and talked about how Irene wanted this fight and how important it was at this stage of her career. And same with Manon, like when nothing else is going on, it's like, hey, we got to make this thing happen. But yeah, when you match these two up right now, I mean, really, to me, it is a 50-50 fight. I mean, when you look at it, there are little things you can pick from one side or the other and say, this might be why this person loses, or this person is suspect here. This person here doesn't have enough of this, right? Because I already hear people saying, you know, Irene is more built for 5 rounds, you know, where to me, I think Manon is too. You know, she's got the cardio. You know, she's got the cardio. She does cardio. So I think she's got the cardio for that. Some people think Erin's resume is better. To me, I think resume is about the same because it comes down to the styles they fought. I think both of them had to kind of make adjustments in their own way to prove that they are better than their opponent. Like, it's not always going to be pretty. That's the thing. Like, people get that mixed up, man. Like, they think because you're not always getting finishes that you're not as good as people say you are. But that's the thing. Like, who cares what people say? You know, there's certain things you got to do in a fight at times when you're fighting a higher level of an opponent. You know, when you fight higher level of opponents, you're not going to go in there finishing everybody off the same way. You know what I mean? You're not going to go in there destroying, right? So when people sell you as a destroyer, it's like, well, I'd be like, okay, well, they said it, I didn't. You know, that's how I'd be if I was that fighter. I'd be like, you know, they said it, I didn't. I'm just doing what I got to do to win. And that's the kind of vibe I get from both of these fighters. Like, Erin does have a killer inside of her, but she's just doing what she got to do to win too. Because if you look at Erin, she's not a great striker, but she knows how to punch her way in, right? She knows how to strike her way in. She knows how to dog her way in. Like, for what she lacks in defense, she's all up in your face, smothering you. She turns into a smotherer. And she has great jiu-jitsu, so that's another thing that she relies on. So to me, she knows how to adjust into a fight. Same thing with Manon. Like, I think Manon, her thing is that, you know, she's a mover and she likes to strike, but at the same time, you know, she has that power, but sometimes she doesn't want to put herself fully in danger of possibly getting countered or falling behind on rounds. So the next best thing for her is to say, you know what, let me use a few of these weapons that I have, like the sidekick. You know, it's like a long jab. Let me use my combinations. Let me use my movement to secure a victory. So to me, when I really look at it and say this out loud, now I think both of them are smart fighters in their own way. Erin might get a few more finishes and might look a little bit more gritty and doggy as of lately, but I think that she's also, you know, thinking. You know, she's a thinking fighter, as is Manon. You know, but looking at their resume, I think, you know, they both have legit fights on here, and I think it is a little bit more like, wow, whenever you see Erin just nullify Tyler Santos in some ways. Like, they matched them up right, I think, in the last couple fights. Like, Jennifer Maia and Kedzie were good fights for Manon to kind of test her movement and how good her striking was, and she won them. And then you look at somebody like Erin, you want to see her fight Tyler and Andrade because they're going to clash. You know, they're going to clash and they're going to go hard. And Erin, man, like I said, that win over Tyler might not look impressive the most, but to me it did, because she was in there and she was pinning Tyler up and wearing her down. And I don't think a lot of people expected that. I didn't pick in that fight, but part of me was like, I think somebody is going to get handled in here. I just didn't know who. And, you know, Erin, she did it, man. She did it. Slight of mine said Erin is gritty and a go-getter, yeah. 6'10", Manon's going to utilize her size advantage. Erin has to still figure out how to get in on Manon's territory and stop using her face as a defense weapon. You know, like Homer. Manon's got her hand raised in every fight. The way in the UFC she fights smart. This will be a chess match. I'm rolling with Beast. Yeah, sometime, a couple of times when I watched that Rose and Manon fight again, I was like, she should have went in there and finished her. But she did what she had to do as far as a smart approach to not get possibly checked. You know, she fought a smart fight to get the victory, and that's what you want to do. Hey, more power to you in that. Ravioli said, who has more punching power, Erin, Manon? I think Manon does. When it comes down to accuracy with head kicks, though, I think it's about tie, because I've seen Erin throw some vicious head kicks. But with punching power, I would go with Manon. I think she just don't sit down on her shots as much, you know. But Erin, she put some weight into her punches though. Like she do put some weight into it. She's a strong hitter. Let me see. Slidemouse said just because Aaron Manon could beat Rose doesn't necessarily mean Aaron would too. Right, right. Styles make fights. Most definitely. Paul said the events page on the UFC site has their pictures up as if they are the main event. Oh, do they? Yeah, they might. Yeah. They probably have it. Oh yeah, it says main event. It doesn't say what says main card, then it says main event. That's gonna be a good card. And you got Vernon Lupi on there. I think it's gonna be a main event because Aaron. This will be Aaron's second main event, and they want Aaron and Manon to be some headliners because if they're gonna fight Grasso, you got to build their names up. You got to build their names up. So yeah, I hope so. Easy said, killers always have a chance at beating technicians. Mayorga Vargas. Oh yeah, always have a chance. Always have a chance, man. But that's when the technician has to bring out their killer. Like when Andre Ward fought. I know people think Kovalev won that fight, but Andre Ward had to come in there and be a dog too in the second fight. Kovalev was a killer, hard hitter. Second fight in there, but Terrence Crawford, he's a technician, but he's got a bit of a killer in there. So I know Manon's got a killer inside of her too. So she's gonna have to mix up that killer and technician because when the killer comes on to you, you got to be able to stab back. You got to stab back because the only way you're gonna get a killer's respect is if you start stabbing them and they feel that point. They feel that point more than once. Or sometimes when the killer don't stop coming, you just got to stop them. Like Evander did to Mike Tyson 2 times. You know what I mean? Like you got to mentally break them and drain them. You got to smother them. Show them that, you ain't afraid. And Evander knock him out, So same deal. I think people are going to be rather surprised at how much Aaron is going to struggle with Manon. Dark Shadow said Manon finishes Aaron. Man, this is gonna be a close fight. This is gonna be a good fight. I think some things were told, but I will say this: some things were told about how Aaron took that many punches from Manon. Like that wasn't wise. She took heavy punches from Tyler. Excuse me, Tyler Santos hit Aaron in that first round. A lot of shots, and then she went into the smothering thing. But I honestly think Manon is stronger than Tyler. What do y'all think? Who do you think is physically stronger? Like, well, I think Manon has better gas tank than Tyler, but who do you think, man? Like, because honestly, I think the fight rather goes the distance. Yeah, I think it could go 5 rounds too. Dark Shadow said he thinks Tyler's stronger. I don't know. I'm going to go with Manon in that one. Is a strength in the strength department. Maybe it's just Tyler just don't have the gas tank to hang with it. But that's it only lasts for so many rounds. Like even when she fought Valentina. Willetta says Suarez should fight at 125. I think she would win. I think it would be competitive. I think she would. I think she owns strawweight, but I think 125 would be very competitive for her. Easy, I don't think Manon has more pop than Tyler. If she would have KO'd Rose. Who said she had more pop? I said strength. Did somebody say pop? Because I said strength, but Tyler hits harder. Yeah, Tyler hits harder. Yeah, I think Manon is stronger. Physically stronger, but I think Tyler has more heavy hands. I think she has heavier hands. Side of mine said, I think Manon has better cardio, better resilience, better balance. Manon uses her strength better than Santos. Good point. That's what I mean. Manon uses her strength better, yeah, and resilience. Aaron has pretty decent balance too, though, man. I think Aaron has some pretty decent balance for what she's bringing to the table. I don't really see her as like a light on her feet type of mover, but she's got some pressure about her, man. She's got some pressure. I tell you one thing I want to see in this fight. I would love to see like her jab be a little bit more square down the pipe. I would like to see Manon jab too a little bit more. I know she kind of throws him a little hook sometimes, but I like to see Manon throw her jab a little bit more. Santos starches Suarez. Ooh. It definitely goes the distance if Manon sticks to the plan. We haven't seen Manon in there with a grappler like Irene, so will her strength hold up if it's 5 rounds? Well, we've seen her in there with girls that have strength. That's the thing. Like we've seen her in there with girls like Jennifer Maya, and even like on a lower level, like Myra Buena Silva. You know, like you've seen how she can handle those girls with their strength, but you've seen sometimes like Tyler fade. Like compare Tyler and you compare Manon on how they handle their strength. Like who fades more? Like that's what I'm looking at. Like the way she handled Jennifer Maya, a lot of girls struggle with. A lot of girls struggle with handling Jennifer Maya on the cage like that. You know, Casey O'Neill, she couldn't. Um, what's her name? But the champ Valentina, yeah, Valentina. You know, she definitely had moments with her too, but you could see like how big and how strong she was and how she could handle her on the cage. So that's my point. Is like looking at what I was able to see her do. How you see Tyler, she's strong. How she kind of fades. You know, I think in a 5-round situation, I would still say I think it would hold up. I think her IQ is there too. You know, I think IQ helps her balance all that out. Manon may be physically strong, but she's kickboxing strong. She won't know how to deal with a seasoned wrestler with that strength. I think she does in the clinch, though, man. I think she knows how to use it in the clinch. I think she knows that, like, she's been wrestling, like, look at some of her early fights. Like, she knew how to use that strength, man. Like, when she fought that big girl, Leah McCourt, like, you know, Leah McCourt, like, was struggling with her. Like, you know, Leah McCourt's a big fighter, too. Like, I know that was early in their careers, but she was, she could hang with Leah McCourt. Like, Leah McCourt couldn't, like, toss her around, you know? So, I think she knows how to use it, but sometimes just doesn't use it enough, you know. Of course, if you don't use it in as many fights, then yeah, it could be a problem there. Like you see Aaron use hers a little bit more. Sachin said Manon can't finish for sure, but Aaron can. Yeah, finishing rate, you know, goes closer to Aaron because Aaron has gotten some finishes. Let me see how many people did she finish. She finished 1, 2, 3. Manon has finished. Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, finishing rate and how they fight. I think finishing rate definitely goes edge to Aaron. Yeah, Liam McCourt is huge, man. So I just said I want Aaron to win because Manon is boring. She is Caitlyn 2.0. I don't think so. Like, I don't even think Caitlyn Kagan is boring though. Like that's just me. Like, I don't find her style to be boring to me. Caitlyn, um, you know, I think they make fights entertaining. Like, not every fight's gonna be a finish. I mean, for me, you know, I like skills and I like technique, and I haven't seen a boring Manon fight yet. Or Chikagan to me, like seen a boring Carla fight, Rose fight. But that's just me. Hang on one second, y'all. All right, let's see. All I want to say is if Manone's butt touches the canvas, that's all she wrote. Man, yeah, man, this is gonna be a crazy fight, man. If it goes to the ground, like for Aaron, So I must check out my above post, and I wanted to take your take on it. I think it's a good initial comparison. All right, hold on. Let me see. Okay. Wait, she's gonna go forward, but unlike Askren, she will have her guard up and she will immediately try to grapple. And that's where we will see Manone's initial reaction and response. Yeah, I can see that. Hold on, let me see. Aaron's a bulldog, and I think she would try to test the waters very early and impose her strength. Think at the beginning of Askren, Masvidal. She's going to try to go forward fast and early, but with defense. I can see that because that's what worked for her in the Tyler fight. She came forward a little bit more with this relentless pressure, and it made Tyler back up. But, I think Manone uses more angles. She uses more angles, so maybe she'll cut a few angles on her. Maybe she'll look to land like a knee when Aaron runs in. Maybe she'll look to counter. And that's where, if Manone looks for any type of finish, it should be a counter. It should be like a flying knee if she comes running in, or uppercut, or check right hook. Maybe a finish off the back foot, like a good counter. But I don't think she needs to run straight into Aaron. And I don't think Aaron needs to run straight into her. It has to be, like you said, pressure or guard up, and kind of fight behind her jab to get in and make it feel cagey for Manone. But for Manone, I think she needs to use angles and look for the chin, land like 1-2s to hurt her and get her out. You said that's why I'm saying that's where we'll see Manone's reaction. Yeah, we need to see how she reacts. Of course, yeah, like when she steps in, we're gonna see if her thing is to like accept position on the cage. And if she does, that's gonna be her downfall, because if she accepts it, we all know Aaron's gonna keep pushing and pushing until she tires her out and then tries to get that trip and takedown. So we'll see if Manone can create space, hit her, on breaks, go back to the center. Yeah, immediate reaction, and if it's a good, if it's the right immediate reaction, you know what I mean? Like if it's letting them offense go to do damage, or just get out of harm's way, then that'll answer questions. Like that's going to tell, that'll set the pace for Aaron. That'll set the pace for Manone, and that'll make Aaron kind of think, okay, like if we can't get in this way, first round, we got to make an adjustment already, And if they adjust them by the first round, and Manone's already like catching on each time, then it's going to be a long night, right? But see, it's one thing, like in that fight with Tyler, they made one adjustment, and it worked the last 2 rounds. The first round didn't go her way, but the second and third did, because they made that one. But because Tyler wasn't really reacting to it, but if Manone reacts to it a number of times, it's going to make Aaron have to say, man, like, what do we got in the bag? What do we got in the bag each time, if they got that many game plans? But like I said, I think Aaron's a smart fighter, and she keeps it moving. But then again, Manone is. So my trainer hat is telling me, since they know that Manone is a mover, they're going to wait until Manone gets close to the cage and just back her up. It's simple and deadly. Yeah, that could be it. My trainer hat tells me also for Manone to keep her hands up, because Aaron throws a mean head kick. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, but keep them hands up. Don't pull back. My trainer hat says don't pull back. Don't pull back in these type of fights. Step left, right, hands up, no pulling back. Because you can't pull back from a head kick, man. You'll catch the foot, you'll catch the ankle. You might not get the shin, but you'll catch that foot or ankle thinking you can pull fully out of reach of a head kick. No, I'm just saying. But yeah, man. been a good show. That's about all I got on this one, y'all. I just wanted to run through a few things with y'all. A lot of good stuff coming up for 2024. I think that flyweight division is still the hottest thing. You know, Suarez Lemo should be interesting fight, but other than that, flyweight's where it's at. I'm gonna jump back on maybe tomorrow. We'll talk about UFC 300 because I want to talk about fights, WMMA fights that need to be on the card. I know some of y'all are probably thinking like, we're thinking like Andrade and Rose 3, like, should that be on 300? No, I think it should be. You know, I think it should be. Yeah, even if a head kick grazes you, can turn the lights off. Exactly. Slight amount, do you remember what I told you a while back about what a huge focus, what was a huge focus for Grasso? I do. Yeah, I do. It was like, I partially remember. You might need to refresh my memory a little bit. If I'm thinking right, I had a lot of stuff going on, slight of mine, over the past year. A lot of difficult stuff going on. So, let's see. Closer said, you said Manone is stronger. So do you think Manone's ground game is as good as Tyler? Because Tyler survives on the bottom with Aaron. So do you think Manone can get up? I think she can. I've seen her on the back in a couple of situations before, but I think that she can. It's going to be tough though, but I think she has the ability to do it. Because they've been working in that camp on the ground. Like, people think it's just all striking, but yeah, she's been wrestling and she's been working that ground game too. And if you can combine a decent ground game with physical strength, you know, I think that, you know, she should have that balance to be able to get up, you know. And to me, that's what you really want in that fight. Like, if you could take Aaron down and just get side control to straight up smother her because you're stronger, that's a big risk. But if you want to cap a round off like that, fine, but don't spend long periods on right there on the ground. Side of mindset has something to do with Aaron. Were they focused? I can't even remember. Were they focused on fighting Aaron or something? Triple T YK said, what do you think of Dakota Dichiva in PFL? I think she's the best prospect in WMA. I can send you a link to her last fight. She slick. Oh no, yeah. Send me a link, man. Don't put it in this chat though, because it won't show up. Send the link to this. Send the link to this email right here. Triple TYK. Send the link there. I mean, I know who you're talking about, of course. Like, I watched a number of her fights, but I missed the last fight. But I think she's a good fighter. I know she just won the PFL flyweight belt. Still need to see a little bit more from her. I'm ready to see her fight some of the Bellator fighters. But yeah, I think she's an exciting fighter. I don't think she's like on a Valentina and Grasso level yet, but she's exciting. You know, yeah, she's a good prospect, definitely. You know, she be going out there finishing. You know. But yeah, send the link to that email right there. Slight of mine said, did some of your videos get removed? I don't know. Like, which one were you looking for? Easy said, oh, I'm all in on Dakota. You know, she got to have something for me to say that. He said my bump meter hasn't gone off yet. Yeah, she's a good fighter though. Like, because she's very technically sharp too, and like she's got finishes on the feet and on the ground, and like it's not sloppy work either. Like, let me just put it that way. Like, I don't want to overpraise her, but she's good. Like, she's definitely not doing sloppy work. It was a Grasso Shevchenko video that got removed. I gotta look at my email to see if they've been removing videos, but dang, Manone's an underdog. High Five said Macy versus Aaron after Aaron loses to Manon. That'd be a good fight if Macy beats Kedzie too. I think it was Grasso. I don't. It should still be up. It should still be up. Nothing's gotten removed. Yeah, it should still be up there. Yeah, I'm just kind of looking through it now. I didn't see anything about anything being removed. If it was a live stream or just a video, yeah, nothing should have been removed. I got no strikes nothing being removed here. Oh boy. I don't. Which video we talking about? Like a reaction video? Close one said he thinks Aaron's ground game is overrated. She couldn't even submit Tyler when she was on top of her. I don't think it's overrated because of that, because Tyler's jiu-jitsu is good too, you know, like sometimes that jiu-jitsu just kind of cancels each other out, you know. Oh, you said you were one of the main folks that initially was doubting and became a believer, and we actually played that as one of the clips at our gym in our celebration. Oh yeah. I mean, shoot, she turned it up, man. Like, I hope you played the part where I said prove. What do I always say? Prove me right. No, prove me wrong means you're doing something right. That's what I always say. If you prove me wrong, you must be doing something right. That's what I always say. Prove me wrong, you must be doing something right. Paul said, where did you see Manon as an underdog? I thought that might be the case, but where is that? Yeah, where is that, Robot? I just heard Robot say it. Where is she? Where you see her as an underdog at? High Five said Aaron will bow down to Lipsky on the ground. I don't know about that. Yeah, I don't know. Shoot, I've done a lot of videos and stuff. I don't even know which one. If you're talking about the actual fight, yeah, the actual fight should be up. I'm about to go back through and watch it again myself. Yeah, my reaction to that one. Woo. Okay, Closum said, yeah, but Tyler went for that takedown and landed on bottom. Yeah, I remember that. At one point, Aaron was on her back and still couldn't choke her. And Tyler's good. That's how good Tyler is, though, man. It just shows you how good Tyler is. Like, when it came down to their jiu-jitsu and like your grappling, I didn't see anybody get submitted, honestly. That's how good both of them are. I couldn't even tell you who would get a submission first, because Tyler's strength helped her balance out her abilities, and Aaron just being technically efficient. She'll be able to get positions at time, but not everything will be a submission. She might just get position like she did to Miranda. Because if that was the case, she should have submitted Miranda too. But Miranda, she's a pretty good BJJ practitioner. Some fighters like that, yeah, like you just won't be able to submit, because she was getting out of some tricky ones from Aaron. Miranda was. Oh, the full fight. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll be able to find that. It was back in March. Lipsky's better on the feet, but not on the ground. Yeah. But on that note, y'all, I got to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody coming through. Good to see Slaughter Mine back in the building. But hope the rest of y'all that came in a little late, go back and listen to the show. Make sure y'all subscribe. All these platforms where we at, especially on YouTube, of course. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this show up, y'all. Hope everybody has a good Christmas for the remainder of the about 2 hours left. Or if you're on the West Coast or wherever, you might have another 3 or 4. But yeah, I'm getting up out of here. Appreciate y'all. Catch me on the next one tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about UFC 300 tomorrow. But yeah, hit that like and subscribe. Friends, see you later. Sleight of Mind. Easy, peace, Merry Christmas. I'm out, y'all. Later.